5 powerful body language moves that you should start doing today to appear more confident, more engaging, and create more attraction with women. At the end of this video, I've also thrown in a bonus move for number 5 that can be used to help sexually escalate your interactions with women. So watch this video in full.
So now let's move into technique number 1, your posture and your walk.
Now the problem with most men is that the way they stand and the way that they carry themselves, they're already giving off a first impression that portrays they're lacking confidence.
I could definitely tell when looking at a dude by his stance or his walk if he's confident or if he's weak.
Their body's closed off and they're not taking up much space. They look tense in their shoulders or their face, and often with awkward or nervous mannerisms, like with their arms, their hands, and feet placement, like walking slouched over with their head down.
Women definitely notice men whose body language is more relaxed and portrays confidence.
So some easy ways you guys can start to portray that is, firstly, take up more space. That means shoulders wide, chest out, chin up, widen your feet, and standing upright. Or if you're walking, I would also have a nice balanced stride to your step. Don't walk with your head down or have these like short, weird, awkward steps.
Women and other people in general will automatically judge you based on your walk and your stance, because it does say a lot about you. And also guys, loosen up and slow down.
Exactly. Nervous, fidgety movements are indicators that you're uncomfortable, you're not relaxed, and that's just gonna be perceived as low value.
Yeah, when I meet guys out, a lot of them talk super fast or can't hold eye contact.
Or they just don't know where to put their hands, or like,
yeah,
they can't sit still if they're like in a conversation. Like me personally, when I first started getting better with dating and approaching women, like I could not sit still. I didn't know where to put my hands. I would be like jabbing my ice with my straw constantly, or if I was standing up, like I could not keep my feet still and just be like grounded. So everybody has these kind of tendencies in one way or another. It's just important that you know what are yours, and that way you can start working on fixing them. Be sure to slow down your movements and just remember, confident and relaxed.
Moving into technique number 2, the takeaway.
So a big mistake that a lot of men make when they're in an interaction with an attractive girl is they start to pedestalize her, okay? It becomes very obvious from the way they're running the interaction and the body language that they really, really like the girl. And so that's where the takeaway comes into play. Instead of being over complimentary and pedestalizing her, you're going to find a way to pivot your body away from her, almost in a disinterested manner, while you tease her or challenge her or push away. And that's what's gonna create the right emotion within the girl that you're not won over.
I really like this technique because ultimately showing a girl too much interest turns her off. So doing the takeaway is kind of gives it a little balance. You know, it's like a little tease and it makes her think, oh, wait, he's not that interested in me.
Especially on an attractive girl who's used to every dude she talks to, he's just like salivating over her and like ready to do whatever he needs to like please her. They're not used to experiencing a dude who's actually pushing her away or challenging her a little bit. And when you stack in the body language element to it, using the takeaway, it creates a really powerful effect. Now we still have a couple more moves to discuss, and then we'll get into the bonus move number 5 that's also going to help bridge the gap with your sexual escalation. And before we get into the next point, I just wanted to say really quickly, guys, I just released my brand new mobile app, Quip. So for anybody who's looking to get more women and more dates, you can try out the app for free. Link is in the description, check that out. Now let's get into the next point.
But for now, let's move into number 3, the art of gestures.
This can also be known as gesticulation, or communicating with your hands while you're talking. See, most dudes, when they're in an interaction, they're very stiff and inexpressive, and they just don't know what to do with their hands, right? So that creates a very unengaging, unstimulating effect with the girl. And if the girl's not stimulated, well, then you're coming off very boring.
Definitely including hand gestures in your conversation is a great technique because not only does it make the conversation more engaging, but it makes you more animated and more fun.
So if you're not already good at this, I would recommend just starting out with some simple basics of just having your hands ever so slightly out in front of your body and just trying to move along to some of your sentences. You don't gotta go crazy like flailing your arms around or like trying to speak in sign language when you're talking to the girl. Like, just go right out in front of yourself and picture a small box from your shoulders to your waist. And you just want your hands like right in this area while you're going along with your sentences. Another reason gesticulation is important is because it makes it a lot easier to physically escalate when you're interacting with a girl. Because if you're just standing there at a distance with your hands in your pockets the whole time and you're super stiff, If you ever want to actually go up and try to touch the girl, it's going to be a very obvious big deal now. But if you're already very natural with your gesticulation and your hands are already out in front of you while you're talking, to touch the girl is not a big deal, okay? So the more shy and more reserved you are, the harder it's going to be to get physical with a girl. The better you are with your gesticulation, the more natural and comfortable they'll feel around you when you're doing that.
And that brings us to number 4, body rocking.
This is the art of being able to rock your body inward or outward casually throughout the conversation.
Yeah, when observing guys talk to girls, I notice not only do they not move their hands, but they also don't move their body at all. They're just standing there so stiff, and it's so boring.
So they typically just stay at a far distance away from the girl, which again is gonna make it very weird if they were ever to try to move in closer to her. It's automatically now gonna seem like a very obvious and weird move that's gonna make her feel uncomfortable. So by body rocking, there's moments where you can lean in or step in slightly closer to her, and then there's also moments where you would lean out or do a takeaway as a means of actually releasing the tension. So by doing this, it allows people to become comfortable with you being very close to them.
But if you stay too close for too long, there comes a point where it could get weird and uncomfortable. So that's where body rocking comes along.
Exactly. So there's definitely an art to knowing when to lean in more, especially like on high points in the interaction, as well as knowing when to break away or do a takeaway as a means of releasing the tension. And the balance of both of these is what will actually get people to feel comfortable with you being close to them. So when you stack gesticulation along with body rocking and takeaways, attractive women and people in general will start to perceive you as an engaging, confident communicator that they feel comfortable being close to, which is exactly why these concepts are really powerful. And lastly, let's get into the bonus technique. Number 5, escalating from the side. This technique is applicable in a lot of different situations, but it's essentially the idea that you can get in a lot closer to the girl when your body isn't fully squared up with her. See, the more squared up you are and the more direct face-to-face you are, the more intense all body language becomes. So the idea of escalating from the side means by turning your body slightly away and not squaring up, it'll actually make the other person feel more comfortable. And as a result, you can go a lot further with your escalation. Meaning, if I was looking directly at the girl, we would actually be more comfortable at a closer distance as long as I was turned slightly to the side. If I went for a direct, straight-on hug, that might actually be too intense. It would be a lot safer and more comfortable to start out with a side hug. Instead of trying to get my face really close to hers, I could be at almost the same distance, but if we were slightly turned to the side and possibly even talking into her ear. Instead of just going all the way in and trying to kiss her, I could turn to the side and kiss her on the cheek first. All of the moves I just showed you have almost the same exact effect on the girl, but by escalating from the side, it's a lot easier of a move and becomes a less pressured, less intense situation. These moves ultimately will make her feel more comfortable around you, and once you have done them, you can always still then go for the next move straight on.
Now, body language is important, but that by itself isn't gonna get you results. So if you wanna fast track this process, you can download my brand new mobile app, Quip, and try it out for free. The app comes with a live chat for you to talk directly with the coach, and you can even upload screenshots of your conversations for us to review and craft you the exact message for you to send to the girl. This is gonna help you get more women and more dates. Click the link below, try it out for free. That's all for this video, guys. Peace out.